Alrighty folks, so this may seem like a little bit of a deja vu moment, and you wouldn't be mistaken, but we're back. We're back at the same location, the same body of water that Aldi and myself decided to fish, do a little overnight camping trip. In the last video, the game plan for that was really to just go out and have some fun, fish into the evening, cook out, eat some good food, have a few beers, wake up the next morning before a storm, and at some point during that trip, really just luck into some really active feeding prefrontal bass. It really didn't happen the evening before we camped. We had like an hour window where there was a lot of bass chasing, munching on bait, really chewing. We're getting them on the ARIG, some really fun bites, but other than that, it was a tough bite. Even the following day when we went out right before the storm, started to drizzle, started to rain, the fish never really turned on. Caught a few small ones on a drop shot and did luck into a big one right at the end before we packed up and called it a weekend. Although it was an awesome trip, a lot of fun with Aldi, it wasn't exactly fishing wise what we were expecting or hoping for. So anyways, that is why we're back. It's a few days later. The storm has passed, the rain has passed. It is calm, it is beautiful, it is sunny, bluebird skies. Water is a little dirty, I have noticed, as I'm getting ready to launch. But I figured today, what is it, just about 10 o'clock, we'll go explore some different parts of the lake, which I didn't even really explore the last time we were here. We're kind of in a confined little area, just hoping to find some active fish. So we didn't really venture off. Today I'm gonna venture off, try some new baits, try some new techniques, maybe go a little deeper, drag a jig around, throw a minnow, I don't know, we'll see. And then at the end of the day, that one little time frame, that window we had last trip, 4:30 to 5:30, right before sundown, we'll come on back to the area right by the launch, see if they're chasing, see if they're eating, maybe shoot, get some topwater fish, I don't know. That is the thing about fishing, as I've always said, it always changes. You just never can predict these fish. Even when they're supposed to do a certain thing, they completely do a 180 and do something else. But that also is the beauty of it. Any day is unpredictable, anything can happen. So with that said, we're ready, we're loaded up, we've got the kayak on the dolly. Let's head down to the ramp, launch the kayak, we'll spend about 7-8 hours of fishing out here, take you guys with me, and we'll see what happens. Alright guys, well let's just get started. Man, gorgeous day out on the water. Beautiful day. I mean, I know that beautiful days aren't necessarily the greatest for fishing or the bite, but they're certainly enjoyable. They feel nice. Just gonna fish the moment today. Fish what looks good given what's in front of me. Essentially junk fish until maybe, if we do, find a pattern. Water temp 66, clarity's I'd say 3 to 5 foot depending. We've still got some healthy grass. I mean, there's still tons and tons of bait balls back here. Question's gonna be what kind of mood are the bass in, and depending on that mood, what do we gotta throw to trick them? We'll see. I'm gonna try some stuff today. I'm gonna try my fair share of stuff. Ooh, just had something try to eat it. Interesting. Topwater would be fun. Oh, dude, he was right there. It was a good one. Like, when I say good, I mean keeper. It wasn't a micro. Not entirely sure when one blows up on it how big it is, because even the small ones can make a big splash, but that was a decent one. Buy some grass, okay. I think that's got to be a good sign. Oh, there's fish right there. I can see them on the grab. Oh, they're chasing this bait ball right below me. Where'd you guys go? right there. Come on, get it. Fish on it. Yeah, there's definitely fish chasing offshore. I'm just not very good at catching those fish. Go back up shallow, see if we can find another topwater fish. It's all pieces to the puzzle though, you know. I'm not going to rule it out, but I'm less likely to be dragging jigs and throwing drop shots today if they're chasing bait. Should be able to find some topwater fish or even some shallow reaction fish, at least at some point during the day. Might be at the very end. That's okay. The little one's blowing up out in the middle. It's funny, I've seen that probably a dozen times so far today. And not once did those blow-ups seem like bigger fish. They seem like non-keeper size fish. So in a way, that's maybe a little encouraging for me in that some of the better fish maybe are still shallower. Who knows though, there could be bigger fish just underneath those small fish eating up the scraps. But yeah, every blow-up so far, they're busting fish. Like right there, see? It's all small, real small fish. Like a 6-incher followed the glide. It's not what you want. Usually if there's fish shallow, like better quality ones, they'll reveal themselves, so I don't know, maybe there aren't. Oh, seriously. Well, I got probably a dink, but we'll see. Drop shot, of course. Not super dink. Finally got a bite. That's a spot. I'm not complaining with how we catch them. Not complaining. Finally got a fish in the boat. Oh my goodness. Took long enough. A good old flatworm. There's a spot, so there should be more in the area. I'm just looking to get bit right now. That is all I care about. Huge thing of bait right there. You can see it on the graph. I just don't see any bass or predatory fish underneath it or in it. Doesn't mean they aren't there. Just they're definitely not like actively feeding where you can see like spaghetti going through it. Finally. Make enough casts, I guess. It's a largemouth. Little largemouth. Larges always want to come up and jump. Man, why does it feel so big? It felt way bigger. Because I had them all looped up in the line. Mushy bite too, that ain't good. When you don't feel the bite, that's 2 bites that I didn't feel. That means that the ones I'm catching are the ones kind of just lethargic on the bottom. I'm probably just landing on them and they can't say no. Obviously the ones out there, the little ones chasing are active, but these aren't those fish. Alright, 142, and I've essentially given up on the rest of the cove, and we're going to be fishing back to where we launched, the very end of the cove. I'm hoping with this warm weather, because surprisingly it gotten pretty toasty, I'm hoping that it pushed some of these fish up shallow and we can actually catch them, or at least target them. I don't know though, it could be one of those days where they're in a weird funk. See that one come for it? Big largemouth. Dude, big largemouth. Why didn't you eat it, dude? Why didn't you eat it? Okay, that's a good sign. He was right behind it. You know, I actually kind of had a lot of that happen the other time we were here. I mean, I got bit on the rig, but there was a lot of fish that were just behind it and even took a swipe at it right at the boat and didn't get it. Oh, I had another good one. Follow it. Ooh, there are largemouth up shallow here. I don't like that they're just following it though. What in the world? Oh, what do we gotta do to trick these fish? He's right there. He's hanging right by the boat. Son of a gun. Big one too. The two that followed the ARIG are big. Dude, there's another big one right there. Chilling on the bank. Big ones are up. I'm telling you right now, if we can get these fish to bite, we'd have a huge opportunity to catch a mega bag. I don't know why they're not biting though. They're up. They're up shallow in the grassy areas. I mean, there's another one I saw back there. It might have been a carp, but that was a bass right there. So there's at least 3 I've seen, probably 4, that are all, we'll just say 4+ pounds, 2 of which followed the rig. I don't know. It sucks. In the past, this time of year with this weather and these situations where the fish are up in the grass, the big largemouth, I've been able to trick them with the topwater. But other than that one that missed it this morning, no other topwater fish. I'm just hoping it's a time of day thing, and a lot of the fish that were maybe out suspended chasing bait, those bigger largemouth, are starting to move up shallow now, and we can have an opportunity at multiple fish. Man, the little ones are busting like crazy back here. I mean, they're busting like crazy, I guess, everywhere, but it seems like they're minutes on end. You see them everywhere. And then it stops, and then they bust again. And again, no big ones, though. These are like little fish busting on the surface. Bigger ones have eluded me. The only sign I've seen of a bigger fish so far has been up shallow back here in the grass. And I'm sure there's some back here, too. I just don't know if they even want to eat. That's the problem. There's a bunch of... What's funny is I can't even catch the dinks. Like, every time I see them, they're too far away to get to, and if they're close, I'll go to them, and then they won't bite, or I'll just be too late, I guess. Come on. There we go. Okay. Decent fish. There's a good one. That's a good one. Man, it's probably just a fish chasing bait, and we just gotta get lucky, and... yeah, it's a spot. I'll take him though. He just spit up so much bait. Good one. More of that, please. That's a fun bite. Spot though, those things are chasers and roamer. I mean, all the fish really are back here, but that might have just been the right cast. Make a million casts, eventually you're gonna land on one. Everything last time we caught was largemouth. Maybe the spots and smallmouth would be more active here, or maybe a group of them will push back in here. Oh, watch that another bite. I don't know if it was big though. It's a little dirtier back here too. Oh, yeah. There's a largie. He came up and smoked it too. Okay, come on, boys and girls. Finish the day with a bang. It might happen, I don't know. It might. Might be this dirtier water that's the final straw to get them to commit, versus everything else that was kind of cleaner water back there just following the rig. A little difference in water clarity. Okay, come on. That bait. God, I had a tank right behind it and it hit a ball of grass and it veered off. Okay, they're eating back here. I want to say they're eating. I think we're good. I think the day's salvaged. Hey, seriously, there's some fish going nuts. Probably scaring them all with the motor. We got some active fish. Maybe some of these are a little better than I thought. It's good there's a combination of fish back here. Spots and largemouth, and I'm assuming smallies too. Gotta keep fishing. Take advantage of the opportunity. This could die at any point. Oh my God, hey. Oh, this is fun. They're better than I thought. They really are. They're not that bad. I think I've been screwing up all day. Like, I thought these were all dinks. The blow-ups are small. Come here, dude. Day is salvaged, that's for sure. Day is salvaged. I don't know how long this is going to last, but our little theory, bite windows, time of day, afternoon deal. There we go. See, even if they're not busting, you can't discount the fact that they're probably going nuts below the surface. You know what I mean? A little one right there. A little one, but a fun one. All ARIG bites are fun because they just absolutely smash it. Oh, big one. Largy. Yep. Oh, yeah. See, these are some of the big ones that are up shallow. And you know what's funny? This isn't even that big compared to the ones I was seeing. The difference is this one's at dinner. The other ones are chilling. Come here. Good one. Solid fish. I mean, I would jam over there, but I'm sure there's fish just in between me and that bait ball getting blown up on that I can catch. Fella. Thank you, sir. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen as far as the bite goes, but definitely less fish blowing up. For like 10-15 minutes there, they're popping everywhere. Bait was being chased to the surface. So I wonder if that means the bite's going to die. Well, folks, it's the next morning, and we are off the water, obviously, man. That was a grinder of a day. And the title of this video, almost didn't post this. It's kind of true, and I've said this before in previous videos, really the entire time I've done YouTube fishing videos, is I post everything. I don't go out and fish and not bring GoPros and not film it, not record it, and not post it. Everything that I do fishing related, I post on YouTube. I've done it in the past where I've had really tough days, including skunk days, multiple skunk days in a row, but I always create something and post it on here just to keep it real with you guys. I think a lot of you guys out there appreciate it because it's real fishing. Not every day out on the water is going to be good, magical, or whatever. You're going to have a lot of tough days for sure in between, and it's important to show the reality of what fishing truly is for most of us. The reason I said that I almost didn't post it was because up until the end, it was, I mean, there's just nothing going on. I got there kind of late, around 10 o'clock, which was intentional. And I was thinking, if I didn't catch any fish, how do you create anything that's essentially over 5-10 minutes long that is got any entertainment value at all, or anything that's really worthwhile watching? What I was really probably going to do is in the next fishing trip, tack this video on kind of at the beginning, maybe just talk about it, just mention it, because I don't know, in a way, this is a fishing log for me, YouTube, so it is kind of important to track these tough days. Just don't forget about them like they never happened. I guess when I say almost didn't post this, I mean I wasn't going to post an extended 20-minute video of 2 drop shot fish, 8 hours on the water. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about these sort of videos. The videos where if the fishing is absolute trash. Like, do people still appreciate them? Do you guys still want to even see those videos? Are they worth watching? Obviously, there can be some information or some stuff, value in the mix when there's not fish catches, but yeah, let me know in the comments below those tough fishing days worth watching on YouTube or anywhere for that matter, because we do have the winter coming on up, and typically for me, the hardest time of year to fish or at least catch numbers is the winter time, December, January, even sometimes February. So I'll definitely take what you guys say, your feedback, into consideration for the next couple months. But luckily, I didn't really have to face that problem because right at the end, we got on some fish. And that was sort of what I was hoping would happen. I figured that everything else prior to that would have been just like bonus fish. And then right at the end, right before sundown, the fish would be doing exactly what they were doing the other time we were at this body of water with Aldi for that overnight camping trip. And then right before sundown, the fish would get active. They'd start feeding. They'd start schooling up on bait, and we could salvage the day if that were to be the case throughout the entire day, having a tough day. And it was a super tough day. We ventured, we explored, we saved that last spot for the end of our trip. And we went out towards the main lake, fished a lot of stuff. I mean, we fished top water, we've dragged jigs, drop shots, cranked, I jerk baited, throwing the ARIG, glide baits, spinner baits, bladed jigs, you name it. I went through the arsenal. I tried shallow, I tried deep. I even looked for suspended fish with a blade bait. Didn't really happen. The only 2 fish that I caught in that 5-6 hour period of time exploring was on a drop shot, little Berkeley flatworm, 3.6-inch green pumpkin. I would say when the bite is insanely tough, and I'm kind of taking a page out of O's buck, when the bite's tough and you're not getting bit on everything that you want to get bit on or you think you should get bit on, a little tiny drop shot is hard to beat. It's actually this setup right here. Just a 7-foot medium fantasy rod. Got a little Revo spinning reel on there, and we've got the P-Line 10-pound Spin-X braid with an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. Got a little 2-watt stinger hook right there, and there's our flatworm. And one thing I do like for bodies of water like this, where there's a lot of rocks, some hard bottom, is changing up. I've actually discovered this last year. Is changing up my cylinder weight, my traditional cylinder weight, which I'll use in grassy areas like the Delta, Clear Lake. But I like for this bottom composition a football weight or a football head shaped weight. This one's 3/8 ounce. You can actually see it. It's written right there on the weight, and it just seems to go through those rocks a little bit better. Yeah, even the bites I was getting on the flatworm, the drop shot, I didn't feel them. The line just got heavy, and that is not a good sign when the fish are in that lethargic mood. They're really not eating. I think honestly, I just kind of got lucky and threw that bait right next to one, and they just kind of sucked it in because it was right there in front of their face. But I got 2 on that. That was all the action prior to the end of the day. And the end of the day, as you guys saw, it happened. We got lucky. The fish were feeding up, chasing bait. A lot of fish blown up. And you know, it's weird. That's the second time in a row, and I'm sure it's happened days, weeks prior, and probably days, weeks after in that area. But they have like a very specific feeding window in that area. The interesting thing about that bite right at the end, and something I really didn't show, was I tried some other stuff. I tried like little underspin spinner baits, top water. And even though there were fish blowing up on bait, busting bait, I couldn't get bit on anything except the rig. This is a mini max rig, so it's kind of like a finesse rig. I don't know why, but I've just favored the more finesse A-rigs in the past couple of years versus the big giant umbrella rigs. I can throw this on my standard conventional gear. I don't need any special big rods for this A-rig. I can just throw it on a 7.6 medium heavy. And speaking of that, we got another Fantasista 7.6 medium heavy. I do have the new Revo Beast reel on here, which I will say has been probably my favorite reel ever for throwing, I guess, larger size baits like the Minimax A-rig. Probably really good for glide baits or bigger glide baits. I don't know, just really smooth. I can cast it a mile, and I like these big bulbous knobs for the handle. So yeah, like the reel, I've got this on 20-pound fluorocarbon, so some big line, and we've got these rigged out with little fusion jig heads and 3.3 champ swimmers to complete the ensemble. But yeah, this setup right here was money. When they are chasing bait, even though they're not eating the top water, the other stuff, last night I could just see the bait balls subsurface. It was a calm night, a calm evening. The water was pretty much glass, so I could see the bait balls getting chased up to the surface. You could see the kind of the reflection, the mirror. It almost looked like a little independent rain spouts throughout the water. When those fish are keyed in on that kind of stuff and just dialed in on busting through those balls of bait, A-rig obviously hard to beat. And what was interesting is that bite picked up kind of right on cue about 4:30ish, and just like the last time, it died off right before 5 o'clock. So it was that very specific window that we were able to get on those fish, capitalize on those fish, and ultimately salvage the day. But yeah, guys, that was the trip. That was the outing. I think there's some good lessons to be learned from this video. Not every day is going to be awesome, amazing. These fish sometimes they just won't cooperate, and you have to really wait, be patient for those time frames, those windows where they feed. And we did. We had a little bit of a game plan, kind of gave us a curveball to start, but luckily executed at the end, salvaged the day. Yeah, that's the day. That's the recap. The baits used, what happened, the struggle, the finish, and a day I will certainly take. But I'm sure there are more tough days to come. And like I said, let me know in the comments the style of video, the content you guys want to see when those really tough days happen to me, because I know they will happen. But anywho, that's it for today's video, guys. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, for coming along, and I will catch you guys in the next one.